Come Saturday morning, I'm going away with my friend.
That's enough, Chuck.
A portion of the following program is being brought to you by P-Cola. You're not thirsty anymore. R2U at the dining room table here. Today is Monday, July 6th, 2015, and I want to apologize for not being able to post or even comment. I've been on a vacation for the last couple weeks and ill prepared for it. I saw some beautiful scenery, but for the most part, all I remember is heat, wind, road construction, and technical difficulties. Basically, the trip was, I blew Interstate 80 from Omaha to San Francisco, went up the Pacific Coast Highway, visited Crater Lake and Glacier National Park, and then just made my way home. I was supposed to meet up with Fly and High Five, and the days I was in Spokane, they were having Hoop Fest and a 5K run, so motel rooms were like in Omaha during the College World Series. My $88 room was $200. And then, as it turns out, I just had an email earlier today. P. Jacobo and I were basically, he and his son and I were taking two separate trips to the same places, and we missed each other by a couple days. I'd mentioned when he was at Crater Lake, if he found a motorcycle glove on the ground, it's mine. And he said, yeah, we did notice one, but of course he didn't know it was mine at the time, and it wouldn't make any difference anyway because he already bought a new pair of gloves and threw the other one out. But technical difficulties. I bought a new Hero 4 Black, and my intention was to get a Sena Bluetooth mic and a Bluetooth back for the GoPro. But let's see here, I don't know how well this will show up. I can't put it on the top of my helmet because if I put it up front, it's going to interfere with the helmet opening, vent, the sun visor, and so the only place I found was over on the side of the helmet there, but I didn't quite have enough knuckles and stuff to get the camera straightened out completely. And not only that, there's multiple compound curves in here, and so the sticky pad isn't making full contact with the helmet, so the camera would peel off under its own weight. So there went additional weight of a backpack. So I got to come up with a different arrangement there. So what I was basically doing was just suction cupping my old GoPro to the side of the bike, and I was afraid to use the new GoPro on the helmet because it had all the parts and pieces set up that way. And one day, going over Beartooth, I decided to try out the new GoPro for the first time because it dawned on me I hadn't done that, and turned it on and it locked up. Couldn't turn it off. You know, things like that. You know, space on a motorcycle is critical, and then that's why I bought a netbook years ago. Small, and it used to do everything I needed to do. Offload the camera, back it up to a portable hard drive. I could check my email and surf the web. Well, in the last year, the web has gone HD, and what happened was, it's like I'd only get the upper left-hand quadrant of the screen. Sometimes there'd be scroll bars, you can move around a little bit, sometimes not, and if there wasn't, you might be able to drag your way around the screen. But for example, on YouTube, I could sign in, I could watch the top half or the bottom half of a video. Sometimes I could get down to the comments, a lot of times I couldn't, and I could never scroll over to where the upload button was. The second part of this video is a video I made in a motel room, just venting my frustrations over all the stuff going wrong on the trip, and that's when I discovered I couldn't find the upload button. So I was so frustrated that I was going to go out and buy a new laptop today, and I go, why would you do that? You don't need it for another year. So I didn't do that. But anyway, just wanted to let you know I'm still out here, back in business at home, trying to get caught up on other people's videos as well as make this one. And what little footage I have, the old GoPro, I don't know, I think the battery's going bad on it or something, because whenever I'd get into the good stuff, the battery would die. And then I didn't have the footage for it. Like, for example, rode through the tree. Well, the GoPro had died just before that. I was riding on a real nice mountain, curvy road and everything that later, just outside of Mendocino, went through a redwood grove, pitch dark in there, with slices of light going through there, 10-mile-an-hour curves, just fantastic. I wish I would have got that on film, but no, the battery died. Anyway, so I don't know what I'll do with the footage I have, but I'll try to come up with something. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Sure to watch the second half of the video here. Later. The following portion of our program is being brought to you by... They have their own soup. Hi everyone, R2U in the motel room. I've been wanting to post some raw footage of my trip, but I'm having technical difficulties with the GoPros. I'm using the Vivitar shaky, shitty camera that I was going to replace. I don't know what this video is going to look like because my netbook, which I'm going to upload this with, is so underpowered that I can't even watch the videos that I make. They're all choppy and everything. So how this turns out, I don't know. I'm going to upload it, and if it looks like crap, so what? At least you'll be updated. I left last Saturday, and riding across Nebraska, I've never seen it so green because they've had so much rain. And riding into, well, about Cheyenne, everything was, very green. And then from Cheyenne to Laramie, the wind picked up, and I was getting blown all over the road. And that was a long day. I'm getting too old to plan trips the way I used to plan trips when I was young. Because between the wind, I was beat. The next day, Sunday, riding across Wyoming, once I got to about Rawlins, the wind picked up. I'm getting blown all over the road. That was a trip to from Laramie to Salt Lake City. Get to Salt Lake City, get lost. Long days. One day, well, the day from Salt Lake City to Reno, there was an accident. A semi-trailer decided to disintegrate and catch on fire. So I come up to this like 10-mile stop and go, hour and a half delay in the hot heat. I was in the saddle 13 and a half hours. Right now, I am so stiff and sore from days like that that today was under 200 miles, and I'm still tired. I succeeded in dropping the bike, twisting my ankle. I've dropped the bike twice so far on this trip. Let's see, I lost a comb, I lost a glove. It's like everything is going wrong. My netbook, like I said, is so underpowered. Its job is to offload the camera and then give me email access. That's really all I can do with it. But it's small enough that, that it fits in the bike and no problem. So I can't complain about that. But I just want to let you know, I've been trying to upload stuff, but, motel connections, long days, what's basically happening is, and I apologize for it, I'm backed up on 2011 videos, trip videos, last year's trip videos, and probably going to be this way on this year's videos. I know this is a lousy video, but I know that I can upload it whether I can watch it or not. You know, I know this camera, which I hate, does do a good job of, I could do raw footage uploads. The GoPros, because they're doing the 1920 by 1080, I don't know what I would be uploading. But anyway, this is going to have to wait, until I get home to do some editing on a more powerful computer. But I will say that as tiring as this trip has been, and I've learned a lesson that I'm not as young as I used to be, and I can't plan trips the way I've been doing them. It's been a great trip. I found a road. I was running late, so I said, I'm not going the way I planned. I'm going to go up this Highway 101 north of San Francisco, and as far as I can. I was heading to Mendocino, and here's a road, that I'll upload that. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I'll upload it. 10 and 20 mile an hour turns up and down through dense redwoods. It's pitch dark inside the redwoods, but there'd be these streaks of light, coming through that would completely screw up your perception of how sharp that curve was. All the natives are on the road honking at me and everything because I'm enjoying it. I'm not going to kill myself. But you can, your perception was messed up. But 60 miles of this, that's what I'll be putting up later. If it doesn't turn out, I'll delete it when I get home. But anyway, just want to let you guys know that I'm still out here, and on a trip that I'm loving it, but I'm hurting from it. Tomorrow, I'm going to head from Bend, Oregon, trying to make Spokane to meet up with Fly and High Five. I'm so stiff and sore, I don't know if I'll make the 300 some miles. But if I don't, I'll be a day late. I've learned my lesson. Don't overexert yourself because, like I said, I'm so stiff and sore and my legs are hurting. That's why I dropped the bike. I've done over $1,000 damage to this bike on this trip. It's all cosmetic, but I'm not going to do anything about it now. But if I go to sell it, I would. But it's don't get old, okay? Talk to you later.